So, Dr. Mahadevan, I'd like to present the scenario of weddings. As you know, for most Indian families, weddings are a time to invite every relative and friend to bless the married couple. The average wedding is about 200 people, and the larger Indian ones can reach 2,000 guests. Um, are weddings safe to attend? Weddings are famous for food and lavish banquets and require people to remove their masks and, eat. So when they eat in groups and socialize, how do we advise the host to ensure the wedding is safe?
That's another great question. And Amala, even I love to attend weddings, but it's important to remember that large gatherings like weddings are potential super spreader events. So why is that? It's because so many people from different households and from different parts of India are attending the wedding. And it's very likely that some of them have COVID-19. That's how the second wave really took a hold of India in the last few months. Again, in this situation, let's apply our three principles to this scenario. With so many people attending the wedding, it's impossible to tell which guests might have COVID. As many as 50% of people with COVID do not have symptoms when they're infectious. And so they can silently spread the disease to you and to others. So as excited as you are to celebrate with your friends and family, don't let your guard down, or you may become infected. Since we know that the virus primarily spreads by droplets in the air, here are some suggestions. Consider conducting the wedding outdoors if possible. You are less likely to contract the virus if you're outdoors. Try limiting the number of people that come to the wedding, especially high-risk individuals like the elderly or those with chronic medical conditions. Consider providing a virtual video stream of the wedding so that these individuals can celebrate the occasion without putting themselves at risk. Make sure the guests are wearing masks and try and keep them spread out. As you mentioned, one of the highlights of any wedding is the food, but it's also a potentially hazardous situation. Why? Because we eat with our masks off. And so while we're eating, we can breathe in the virus at that time. So consider coordinating the meals in smaller batches of people who can also spread out while they're eating, or provide the food to go so that the guests can safely enjoy the food once they get home. And finally, ensure that the attendees can keep their hands clean. It may be difficult to find a sink and soap and water at the wedding venue. So one thing to consider is giving every guest a mask and a small bottle of hand sanitizer when they arrive for the wedding. At my niece's wedding this past October, which was held during the pandemic, we limited the number of guests and we all wore decorative masks to keep ourselves safe, but more importantly, to celebrate the occasion.
Thank you for the valuable information. It's sad to know that weddings are super spreaders. I don't see people accepting change in their culture anytime soon, but what I did notice is some well-informed hosts had organized weddings where the food was nicely packed in bags and handed over to the guests as they left the venue. Having the food at their home was such a wise choice and was widely appreciated. In fact, many others postponed the wedding for a year or 6 months waiting for things to get better.